Hello there and welcome back to Lemmings Plus III. So, we've completed all the normal levels, but we've still got to see the secret levels for this one. So, first I'm going to go through how to access all... In fact, no. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do each level, I'm going to access it, then show the solution. I think that way's going to work out better. So, our first secret level is located in Timid 4, which was Roundabout Run. So, to get to our secret level, where is it? There it is. Our secret level trigger is hidden up here, which sort of stands out a bit. It's one of the less obvious secret levels. A lot of the ones in Lemmings Plus 3 do give hints as to where they are. This one only slightly does so, and it's probably one of the trickier ones to actually get to as well. There it is, we have found a secret level. So this secret level is Heads in the Sky. Now in Lemmings Plus 3, all the secret levels are gimmick levels, so you may remember from Lemmings Plus 2 how one time per rank there'd be a gimmick level. In Lemmings Plus 3 those are relegated to the secret levels rather than being mixed in. So in each rank there's the two secret levels, there's two per rank, both feature the same gimmick. The earlier one is generally more of a tutorial for the gimmick, whereas the later one's more of a puzzle. So for Timid, it actually has a combination of two gimmicks, which is the same for both levels. Lazy Lemmings, which is basically the inverse of Hard Workers, and Exhaustion, which means that like after a while blockers will stop blocking and go back to walking, or floaters and climbers will only work for so long. So this level here is a very easy one. It's more annoying than anything else. And like Lemmings Plus 2, Lemmings Plus 3 does have a special music for gimmick levels. It's the same across all of them. It's different from the Lemmings Plus 2 one, which is probably a bit of a relief since the Lemmings Plus 2 one sort of become the de facto Neo-Lemmix gimmick music. This music originates from Crash Bandicoot 2, it's in the B levels. As you can see, the Lemmings are pretty lazy with their skills, they only do a little bit of work before they stop again. You can see builders are only making 4 bricks. Bashers or miners take 1 stroke, diggers take a few, but that's because if it was only 1, the effect of them would be almost negligible, so... As you can see, not at all a hard level here. Okay, and yes, after the secret level it takes us back to the normal level, so let's go on to Timid 9, which is where our other secret level for Timid is hidden. So this one there's not really much to give it away, it is kind of really hidden, but it's actually on this little blob of goop here. So yeah, okay, I skipped that last bit where I probably shouldn't have, because you only saw a quick flash of them actually hitting the trigger, but yes, so this one takes us to Timid 17, which is Just a Garden Variety Lemming. The name of this level is a play on Not Your Garden Variety Lemming, which was the Hard Workers level from Lemmings Plus 2. So it's 100%er with a short time limit, but apart from that it's not too difficult. Still got good supply of every skill in this one, because this is the first rank after all, even if it's the second secret level of the first rank, and there are a lot of ways to approach this one. This is one of my... oh no, I haven't actually. This replay's using one of my less preferred ways. One of my preferred ways is like send a climber over here, build up to that, and then yeah, come across through the teleporter. Don't have to, as you can see here, but this level is also one of the ones that has a repeat in the Lemmings Plus 3 bonus pack, so there's actually a couple of the gimmick levels that have a repeat there, so we'll see more about that when we get on to Lemmings Plus 3 bonus pack, but yeah, so that's our second secret level for Timid. So with that out of the way, we're now on to the dodgy secret levels. the first of which is hidden in the very first level of the rank. So I sort of broke my word on this one when I released the demo. I said that none of the levels in the demo were going to have secret levels hidden in them. I completely forgot about that and hid one in this level, so let's take a look at it. So accessing this one can be kind of tricky. You've got to conserve your bashes. And it's on this misplaced looking cable all the way over here to the left. What's happened? Something's gone wrong there. Okay, this replay appears to be faulty, so... oh well, I'll just have to play to get to the secret level then. Obviously basher conservation isn't too important here. And here's our secret level. This one is called Blow Your Mind. It's 1 lemming, 100% to be saved. And the gimmick in the dodgy secret levels is that bombers do not kill the lemmings. They'll just revert back to walkers or fallers as appropriate after exploding. So as you can see in this level, you've got a lot of obstacles in the way, no destructive skills apart from bombers and only 1 lemming, but because of the gimmick that's not a problem. So yeah, that was a 1 lemming matter. The second secret level in this rank has a bit more than 1 lemming. That one's hidden right on the other side of the rank at Dodgy 14. Party in the Skies. So the giveaway for this one is this balloon that's hanging from a bit of cloud instead of floating in mid-air. And let's see how to get to it. Hopefully this time the replay itself will work. That's actually the main use for the pre-placed lemming over here. In the normal solution it's at most a bit of an annoyance. And there we go. So our second secret level here is called the North Korean method, which is a reference to nukes. As you can see, we've got a bit of radiation around, we've got a big mushroom cloud here. And on top of that, the nuke is used in the solution. Aren't I nice? So yeah, normal nuke rules apply, even in the surviving bombers levels. You can only nuke once per level, and lemmings stop spawning when you use it. And so once you work out this nuke at the start here, the rest of the level is pretty simple. Yay, mushroom cloud! Or crappy attempt at a mushroom cloud anyway. Okay, so with that out of the way, we're now on to Rough, where we have our first secret level in Rough 7, Hardwired, which was also the most popular level of Lemmings Plus 3. So to get to this secret level, this one actually doesn't really hint at it at all. It's one of the more obscure ones, but it's actually hidden at the very top of this gap here. And our first one here is called Gotta Back Up. And the gimmick for rough is that the lemmings walk backwards, but they still do their skills in the direction they're facing. So this is our easy-ish tutorial level for the gimmick. We've got 5 of each skill. Backwards walkers are amusing. As you can see here, notice how he's walking backwards, but he still bashes forwards. Oh yeah, they also fall backwards as well, but... So that is our first secret level for rough. And our second one is hidden in rough 13. Smooth Shaling. So if you look at the clouds in this one here is a little bit bigger, and that's the hint, as that's exactly where the secret level is, on that cloud. And there we go. So our second secret level for rough is called Such a Backwards World. So we've got 50 lemmings and we've only got to save half of them, but it is quite a tricky level to achieve that on due to the setup, and that a few tricks are needed to actually handle the backwards walkers here. And the fact that we've got a splat start over here doesn't help as well. That's the solution. This is really one of those levels that was just randomly plopped together with the hope that something good would come out of it. I'd say for a level like that, especially a gimmick level like that, it actually came out pretty well. So that's our rough secret levels down. Now on to Fierce, where our first one is hidden in Fierce 4, Lost in Translation. So you may have noticed before this odd looking part here, and you guessed correctly if you guessed that that was where the secret level is. So it's actually one of the easier ones to get to and easier ones to find. Made up for that, even the tutorial level in Fierce is quite tricky. So limited requests. The gimmick here is 1 skill per lemming. Now more recently a lot of talismans, which are basically achievements, have been made based on the 1 skill per lemming concept, but before it existed as a talisman it actually existed as a gimmick. It still exists as a gimmick, it can still be used to force that for a level instead of just offering an achievement for achieving it. So yes, each lemming can only be given 1 skill. After that they won't accept any more. And because only 1 lemming can be lost, but you need 3 builders to get across here, some clever tricks are needed. Crowd control is also a bit tricky. But here's the basic trick. As you can see, clever timing with a builder, a digger, and so on here is the key to getting across here. And once that's done, it's just a matter of finding the exit in the haystack, so to speak. And there it is. So, unlike what this would lead you to believe, it's not dead center, it's off towards the corner here. So that's our first gimmick level for Fierce, and our second one is hidden in Fierce 10. Lim at your own risk, and this one sort of hinted at. This kind of looks like an odd formation here, and indeed the secret level is up here. So let's see it accessed. By far the easiest way to do it is to use this lemming from here and just build up to it. And our second one here for Fierce is called Controlled Trial. 50 lemmings, 40% to be saved, and in addition to the 1 skill per lemming, it's also very focused on the radiation objects. And this first half of it is very simple. Then you get to the second half, and that's where it all goes haywire, and it is actually quite hard to save more than the requirement on this one. Even saving your requirement can be difficult. So there's these conveniently placed blobs of goop here, which allow the lemmings to build up and reach the next platforms. That digger was so that the lemmings fall exactly onto the edge here, where this bomber's not going to create a fatal fall for them. As you can see, with some timing manipulation, including a miner here, it's possible to get them walking past these and get the bombers so that they build a path to the exit instead of just being annoying. There are spare floaters to help with timing that, but they don't come in too handy. So that's all 8 of the main secret levels down, but as you'll recall, I mentioned, and it showed on the post-view screen, that there's actually a 9th super secret level. So where is that one hidden? Well, if we go back to our second secret level of Dodgy, North Korean method, there is actually a secret level inside a secret level. So to get to this one is actually a lot harder than solving this level in itself. And there's nothing in the level that hints as to where the secret trigger is, but it's over here on the side of the mushroom cloud. So very different approach. We're not starting off by nuking the crowd here. We're basically getting them over here and using the very limited blockers and bombers available to us to make a path through that hopefully at least one lemming can get across, as he did. And that leads us to our last secret level for Lemmings Plus III, which is called the United States method. So yes, the name is a reference to the level it comes from, the North Korean method, and whereas that one, the name was a reference to nuking, this one is a reference to false flags. Now, I'm not going to get into the debates of whether the US really do false flag operations or not. All that matters is that there's people out there who believe they do, and that's what this level was named for. Because this level uses a gimmick different from the surviving bombers in the other 2 secret levels of Dodgy. This one uses what's known as the false flag gimmick. And the introduction text does not say what's going on here, but false flag gimmick, I mean, it's not really a gimmick anymore, it's just a specific setting in the level, but back before like gimmicks could be arbitrarily mixed and matched, there was one called false flag, which basically caused the level to play the gimmick music, but there was no actual gimmick going on, and that's what this level has. I mean, nowadays all that means is that the level's music track is set to the gimmick one, and there aren't actually any gimmicks, but back then it was, in a way, it was a gimmick of its own. So the level itself, it may look short and simple, but it's actually probably one of the hardest levels in Lemmings Plus III because it involves some very obscure tricks, and especially because 2 of the tricks wouldn't work in regular Lemmings, and of course at the time Lemmings Plus III came out, it was pretty much the only Neo-Lemmings content in existence. Now there's a lot more. I mean, there's the newer Lemmings Plus games, the older ones have been officially converted to it, and there's a few by other authors as well. So the trick here is that bomber has to be perfectly placed so that lemmings can step up there, but one builder brick on the top will stop them from being able to step up. At this point the builds need to be stretched pretty much as possible so that it reaches across still. This part's obvious, and then the second tricky part, we'll go back to that crowd release there. So the crowd release is done by sending a climber up and digging away that edge, that 1 pixel of the build that stopped them and held them back in there. Now that it's only 6 pixels high, they can get up. The other trick is to get down here, is to build and hit the top of the level. Now, in traditional Lemmings, that would make the lemmings stop building but keep going the same way. In Neo-Lemmings, it causes them to turn around. And then From there it's just a simple miner, and the floaters are purely a distraction. And that done, it is the last secret level of Lemmings Plus III down. So yes, that's all there is to Lemmings Plus III. So next time I do a Lemmings Plus video, we'll be starting on the Lemmings Plus III bonus pack. Not sure where we'll go after there, probably Holiday Lemmings Plus, I guess. Since, I mean, if we're going to go in order of release, that was the one that came after Lemmings Plus III bonus pack. If we're going in continuity order, it's not so clear because Holiday Lemmings Plus and Lemmings Plus Omega are considered side games, but I think we'll stick with the order the games were made in, which means, yeah, it'll be Lemmings Plus III bonus pack, then Holiday, then Omega, and then finally Lemmings Plus 4. Or I suppose at some point I'll probably also do one for Doomsday Lemmings, which, by the way, I've recently announced there's going to be an upcoming sequel to Doomsday Lemmings. I'm not sure yet if I'm going to call it Doomsday Lemmings 2, but it's got some new features. I mean, if you remember how the first one had zombie lemmings, the second one's still going to have those, but it's going to have ghost lemmings as well, so I won't go on too much here about what they are. Check out the Doomsday Lemmings topic on Lemmings forums if you want to know more about it, but yeah. But anyway, that's probably how the future videos will go. I don't know, I might even do the Doomsday Lemmings one alongside some of the Lemmings Plus ones, but anyway, that's all for Lemmings Plus 3, so I hope you've enjoyed it, and have a good day. Oh yes, one thing I forgot to mention in that last level is that bomber trick with the steel was actually originally intended for Fierce 15. I think I might have mentioned that when I was covering Fierce 15, but because it couldn't be enforced there without creating other back routes, I decided no, scrap it from that level, make a new level based on it, and that's how this level came into existence. So yeah, okay, end of the video now, so yeah, I'll see you next time. Have a good day.